evening, viewers. You're welcome to another interesting episode of the program, Corporate Perspective, here on BATV. I am your presenter for today, Umo Blessing. Corporate Perspective is a program where we invite other core members to share their ideas, to share their experience, and also to give us their advice. So today, we will be discussing about independent corrupt practices and other related offences commission. So to discuss this topic, it's here with me today on the show, the president of ICPC CDS Group and the Secretary General of ICPC CDS Group. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And nice to have you today on the show.
Good to have it.
Okay, so please, may I meet you?
Okay. Good evening, viewers. I'm by name Omotosho Mayowa Nefemi from Kwara State.
Okay.
ICPC CDS Group President. And I have with me
Kamaluddin Abubakar, the Secretary General of the ICPC CDS Group, Bauchi. I am from Kano State.
Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us today on the show once again. Okay, so back to our topic for today. So when we say ICPC, can you tell us the full meaning of ICPC?
Okay. ICPC, the full meaning of ICPC is Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission.
Okay. Commission. Okay. So tell me about this CDS, this ICPC CDS group and its goals.
Okay. Thank you for that question. ICPC, which the full meaning is Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offense Commission. It's a body, it's a government body, agency, and the CDS, as we know, is Community Development Service under the NYC.
Okay.
So, ICPC CDS, mostly we focus on the publication, the education, and orientation, mainly the youth, the younger generation. Like the primary school, the secondary school, and even the NYC core member too.
Okay.
So, and we focus on the orientation, how to how to give them orientation on how not to protect the dignity of themselves and also the country. Because mainly the ICPC focus on integrity. We focus on fighting against corruption. And you know, if you talk about corruption, corruption is actually something that when you compromise your integrity. So what we do is that we don't just, as ICPC CDS, we don't prosecute. The only thing we do is that as a CDS, is that we go out there to educate the young one and to sensitize them on how to maintain their standard and dignity, how to protect their dignity.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, talking about corrupt practices, I want to know how does this ICPC CDS group contribute to the fight against corruption in Nigeria? How does it contribute to the fight? To the fight against corruption in Nigeria, Secretary General.
Okay, thank you very much for the questions.
Okay.
Good evening once again, the listeners. Actually, as my boss said, ICPC is an independent body established by the federal government just to fight against corruption and other related offenses.
Okay.
Yes, the reason why I would like to start by this background is many people, particularly the citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, some people ask why there is ICPC and EFCC. You know, the ICPC and EFCC are different institutions. But sometimes are working hand in hand. The ICPC as a body, it was established before the EFCC. It was established not just for financial crime against financial crime only, rather other offenses. That's why other offenses like examination malpractice, sexual abuse, and other things. Yes, and they are playing a vital role in fighting corruption in Nigeria. As you know that Nigeria is a country where it have a lot of people. We have about more than 200 million people in population. And corruption it is a crime. And you cannot, country cannot be free from crime, since crime is a part and parcel of human nature. So, even the activities of ICPC is varies from place to place. Because there are some corrupt activities that are taking place here in Bauchi. Maybe it may not taking place in other places like Kwara, maybe or Lagos State. It differ. That's why even if you can remember the last year or 2021 when the answers started, they focus more on Yahoo boys, where you may not find those kind of people here in Bauchi. But the corrupt nature in Bauchi is different. Understand?
Exactly.
So that's the activities of our CDS is just to make an awareness, like what my president says, to make an awareness, to know the impact, the negative impact of corruption. Because some our people are encouraging, some societal pressure are encouraging corruption in Nigeria, you know that. So that's the activities, and that's how we are contributing to fight corruption in Nigeria. Because during the awareness, we're interacting with different people from different backgrounds, where when we are interacting with them, sometimes people, when we are orienting them, they are surprising what we are orienting them on it. Because our culture sometimes encourage corruption. Let me cite an example with you. Now we are in this TV station, or maybe we can guess this appointment to start working with this station.
BATV.
Yes, BATV. Maybe we'll get it together with my presidents and you. Maybe in the 1 to 2 months or 1 year, maybe I acquire a lot of luxury things like houses, cars, everything. So when my president do not get it, do not acquire it, his family, maybe his mother or his father or some relatives, they will start abusing him. Why? Look at your friend. He acquires so.
Is it not the same
they are
place you guys
encouraging.
are
They don't
working?
know whether I get it legitimately or illegally. But they are encouraging people to just get into that thing. You understand? So we are orienting people on such kind of matters so that they will understand the effect. That's how we are contributing. I hope I understand. I answer your questions.
Of course, you have. Thank you very much, Mrs. Seg, General. Okay, so what are some of these challenges you guys face in your work? What are the challenges you face, President, in your work?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. Actually, as a CDS, you can't do without some certain challenges, especially the financial part of it, and also, firstly, let's talk about the financial part. You know that CDS is comprised of the corper from different background, different orientation, and different courses. Some of them study criminology, like my section here study criminology, and I study accounting. We have different but we met at the CDS. So definitely we have to drop some of our orientation that we have before and to pick up a new one. So one of the challenges we have is that whenever we are going hard for sensitization, rally, and awareness in some schools, there is no how. You will need some money to transport, to mobilize your people to this place. So most times, we discover that what we have on ground is not enough to transport the people so that they can go to the school to sensitize the people.
Yeah.
So, secondly, I wouldn't say it's a challenge, but I would just like to talk about it. Is that as ICPC CDS, ICPC on its own is a government body, an agency that can prosecute.
Yeah.
You understand? But at ICPC, we cannot prosecute. What the things we can just do is to create an awareness on how to stay away from corruption, to curb corruption, and also to tell them the effects of corruption to our nation.
Yeah.
So definitely, one of the things we can do is to blow whistle, something we call whistleblower.
Yeah.
You understand? So one of the challenges we might face, or we do face, is that the process of carrying out all these little or limited activities is we have no strong synergy. You understand?
Yeah.
With the body, because we are just a body from the NYC.
Okay.
So the only thing we can do is to just create an awareness and probably be at the forefront. So the challenge is that we need to be at the forefront of most of the things, not an option.
Okay.
Mostly if the ICPC body, they wanted to hold a seminar, we shouldn't be at the behind to play the back row.
Yeah.
We should be at the front so that we will know that, okay, truly we are actually serving under the umbrella of the ICPC.
Okay.
So apart from the monetary aspect, we want to embark on some projects. We don't have some separate funding from the body to carry out some projects. So these are just some of the things I think.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. President. And I want to know, how can this, or how do you think the CDS group can be more effective? How do you think?
Actually, the CDS group does community development service can be improved.
Yeah, ICPC.
Well, the improvement is in relation with the challenges. Once the challenges are being eliminated, definitely there will be an improvement.
Yeah.
Like what the president just said to you. The ICPC as a body, we as a COFAS CDS group, there are some things that we are not that are not inviting us to. Like he said, sometimes when they are having a program, we are just serving as guests in that place. And actually, since we are part of the CDS, the CDS also, we are supposed to be the front. We're supposed to be the part and parcel of that program, Abi. So actually, that's one of the challenges, as the president said. When they consider us as their part and parcel of them, actually there is an improvement of the CDS. And sometimes what we want from the ICPC is to assess the CDS when we are carrying out our activities. The assessing is just like a civil servant. A civil servant, when the institution appreciate or the agency appreciate him, they can give him a reward letter or commendation letter, or they may promote him. We as co-members were struggling in the labor market, So when they appreciate it, maybe they can say, those batch, they really did
well, yeah.
Yes, job. So at least maybe the ICPC may consider maybe giving a one slot to a co-members.
Yeah.
Maybe they can check who is the best co-members among the CDS. Maybe when they give one person, at least the CDS will appreciate, and many people will be willing to join the CDS group because of the kind of recommendation incentive given to them. And sometimes, like the president said, when we are having a project, maybe we forget to mention some projects we did. Actually, we went to one of the school around this Angwambam. We donate many things, about 113,000 property that were being donated. But is there any amount donated from the ICPC as an agency? No. It is we, the core members, that contribute and help the vulnerable children. Because we consider the student in that school as vulnerable. Because students that are working without slippers, without shoes, sandals, without uniform. So we went there with uniforms, sandals, shoes, other social shoes, reading materials, and other detergent, sanitary, and other things. We donated to them just to appreciate. And that's the kind of awareness we are giving. When you give people such kind of incentive, they will appreciate. When you are giving them awareness, they will listen to you and consider it as very important. You understand? Okay. So this is the kind of things that I consider it that it
be
will
more
improve.
Effective.
Yes, it will improve the activities of ICPC CDS group when the agency, when there is a good synergy between the agency and CDS group.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sec General. So to add to the, you just made mention of one of the projects, the recent projects you guys have been carrying on. Also, so President, are there more recent projects or recent activities that has been carried on by this CDS?
Okay, thank you so much. In every batch, we have about 2 to 3 months, maximum, I guess 4 months, to be on seat before you hand over to the next ESCOs. Okay. So, and whenever you come to the seat as president, as secretary, you have to start planning what to do. Yeah. So, seriously, our major project for this tenure was the one my secretary just mentioned. Okay. Though we had some.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
I must recommend you guys. Seriously. I love good things.
we had some other things we carry on, like internal sensitization within the NYC CDS group. Like I think last month, if I'm not mistaken, we had a joint CDS with Legal Aid and EFCC. Because we believe that ICPC and EFCC are one. Yeah. They both fight against the same corruption. Yeah. So, and, we also believe that most of these CDS members, they are not even aware of some of the things they are doing. Okay. So when we come together, in order to help them to understand that, okay, ICPC and EFCC, we are one. It's not like a separate body like that. Yeah. So we had to do this internal sensitization within the 3 CDS, and we also had Legal Aid with us to give us orientation on how to carry out, because that corruption is against the law. Yeah. And the Legal Aid, they are the one that assist us legally. Yeah. So when we give orientation that if you do this is against the law, is a corruption. So the Legal Aid able to tell us what the consequence of the certain things you might do. Do you understand? Yeah. So these are some of the things we had, and we went to several schools for sensitization. But we discovered that the best way to speak to someone, for that person, especially the younger generation, so that they will be able to understand us, is to show them the love. Okay. Because they are actually the receiving hand of this whole corruption. Yeah. So because the effects speak more on them. Okay. Using myself as an example, I lost my dad 22 years ago. Okay. And that's made me to pass through some rigorous, way of life. Yeah. Having to be here it's never been an easy task. So having to wear these clothes, it's never been an easy task. So definitely what we do is that we go to this school to show them love, because some of them, like he said, they were on barefoot. Some of them does not even have uniform, but we go there to donate all these materials to them, not because we have enough, not because the government or somebody is using us to do this, but because we understand that the effect of corruption being taken by some of our leaders is actually reflecting on these children, because he's supposed to have free education. Like he said, they are vulnerable. They're supposed to have free education, there are some things that they're supposed to benefit. But just because of the corrupt people that have already, sweep all this stuff to themselves. So these children, they didn't really know that the life they are living is not what they're supposed to live. So, but when we come like that to show them that, it need them to have this kind of awakening in them that, wow, so I am entitled also. There are some people that are supposed to care for me.
I love them.
Yes, and that is the care we are expected from the government. That is the care we are expected from the people in power to give to these people that seem that they are less privileged. You understand? So, but when they are not getting it, they don't know that they're supposed to or they deserve it. So we think that the best way to tell them that when you grow up, please don't do this, don't do that, is to show them the love. Because you don't expect a child that grew up in that kind of environment, and when he now grew up, he noticed that some people had opportunity that he could not access. Then they started thinking otherwise. How do I make my family better? Because I also passed through the school and I know how it was. And why would this particular person enjoy all these things? And we are in the same country. So what we do is that we go there to show them the love that really you guys does not deserve this lifestyle. But we can only do little, as he has mentioned. Looking at this amount of money, it's something that we did from our mind. Even though the NYC kick against it, that we should not raise some personal money to feed the project. But we went there for sensitization, and we discovered that we were just talking. None of them understand us. Because you don't expect to gather somebody that is hungry and you start telling the person not to be corrupt, or start giving the person awareness on corruption, whereas he's hungry, whereas he's working with barefoot. So the only way we can communicate it better and it will be able to sink is to show them some of the benefit, little benefit that they're supposed to enjoy.
Wow.
So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I mean, God will bless you guys. You're serious. I believe the prayers of the children will still keep you guys going. I really appreciate it. I love when people do good. I love when people love. Okay, so I want to know, what do you collaborate with other organizations on anti-corruption initiative?
It's actually the only organization that we collaborate is that one that we come from. That's ICPC.
ICPC.
Yes. Since we are working with them, we are working under them as CDS for the development of community.
Okay.
Coach community.
All right.
So that's the only agency that we are collaborating with.
Thank you very much. So, what are some of the ways you educate the public about their rights and responsibilities to fight against corruption? What are the ways? Maybe like one of the awareness you guys create, Mr. President. What are the ways
Okay, thank you so much. Before I answer that, I need to say this, because last week after our CDS, we met with the chairman of ICPC, Bauchi chapter, and we told him about the project we carried on, which having the opportunity to be on this platform, and without saying that, it's not going to, sound well of us. So we want to appreciate the love he has shown us and the way he receives us as children.
Okay.
So after we showed him the project, he promised us that school will be visited.
Okay.
And there are some things that they will carry on there. But let me just leave it there before, Okay, so back to the question.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you just give me
Okay, what are some of the ways you educate public about their rights?
Yes. Mainly, you have to understand that as CDS, we don't go out to the public unless we're having rally.
Okay.
So our main targets are the school, the children, and the copper like us.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Yeah.
So finally, what advice do you have for the young youth out there, for the corpers, the serving corps members, and especially for those that just came up? Yeah, so what advice do you have for them against corruption? What advice do you have for them quickly?
Yes, we have so many advices we can give them.
Yeah.
A copper can spend 12 months serving. He has a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Particularly a person who came from other environment, came to the other environment. So now you interact with many people from that particular environment that we are serving. And those who are recently come from the orientation camp, so they don't know the environment.
Yeah.
And they need to know the terrain of the environment, the nature of that environment.
Yeah.
The advice that I'm always giving to your corps members, Bauchi as a community, it has a social problem. Every state in Nigeria, before I came to Bauchi, when you go to camp, you will see there is Edaba boys and Daba. When you go to the Lagos, there is also their own area boys. When you go to the Maiduguri, there is Ekomok. When you go to Gombe, there is Kalari. Likewise in Bauchi are not excluded. When you come to Bauchi, there is Sarasuka boys. They can snatch your phone. Yes, because the corps member, sometimes you can see a corps member holding a phone, iPhone 13, iPhone 14. Is this 14 the latest version? 15, yes, because I am not updated on that. That's why. So you can see him holding a phone, a luxury phone, walking on the streets.
Yeah.
And you don't know the terrain of the environment. Snatch it and go out and run, understand it. So I'm always advising them. That's my profession. That's what I know best. I'm advising them to make sure that don't go anywhere that you don't know the terrain of that environment. And don't go with your phone, holding your phone in your hand. Right, put in your pocket. That's all advice I give.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sig General and Mr. President. I know you would have advice for them, but thank you very much. I think he has said it all. Yeah. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us today on the show. I really appreciate it. And I wish when we invite you guys next time, you have our time.
Of course.
All right. Thank you very much, viewers, for joining us today on the show. And here we come to the end of the program for this week. Thank you very much for joining us today on the show once again. I still remain your presenter, More Blessed.